And yeah, we're on. Whew. Okay, back on. We are recording. Once again, we're back. Chinny's camera capped out. Mean-Muggin, crapped out camera. Okay, anyway. You know what? I don't know why. I'm just so comfortable using the camera on my phone. I'm quite used to it, right? So that's what I usually use. But I got a really good HD camera too. But it's really weird because I just started learning computers, you know, really in the last 8 months or so that I really got into doing the computers and whatnot, and what with, you know, deciding to do my show and whatnot. So there's so many files and stuff. Oh, we're gonna store this over here. The computer does whatever the fuck it wants.
Yeah, I'm terrible for that, man. Like, I like to keep a lot of, you know, I never throw a contract away when it comes to fight stuff or whatever, so I kind of got stuff for that, but my knowledge is pretty damn basic.
Yeah.
So I'm you know, I've learned to use like Excel through all of our scheduling and through the hockey leagues and stuff like that, but as far as computer literacy, it's my level is very low. Like, you know, like every man in Canada, I could probably delete the porn history off my computer. So much further.
What's porn? Oh, Mean-Muggin porn. Ah. It's really weird, eh? Because I got obviously I got email account and whatnot, and my kids go on YouTube. You know, kids nowadays, they, you know, they can, if I need to find something, I'm probably better off asking my 5-year-old than trying to find it myself, you know, and, but they click on, I don't know what they click on, what they do. I don't know if it's them or maybe I clicked on something I shouldn't have clicked on, but I get all this crap with these chicks looking for men and stuff like that, and I'm like, you know, and every day, I swear to God, I'm blocking shit on my emails, right? Block, and it's like, you know, thank God my wife knows me better than, you know.
Oh, it's nuts, you know, like, I'm so glad I'm not a kid now. Growing up with all the pressures as far as, you know, like, I remember back, you know, when we were growing up in the 70s, you know, you'd have to worry about, oh, they're talking about me. No, it's fucking posted everywhere. If someone wants to, you know, get pissed off, you know, it's like, I'd hate it to be a kid. Like, I would, you know, I hate that I'm 46 and got to check my phone every fucking 5 minutes for messages. Or, you know, I can just imagine being a teenager now.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, I don't know, man. I said it years and years ago before the internet got as big as it is now, and I used to, you know, I was one of those people that resisted getting a cell phone as long as I could.
Yeah.
You know, and I've said it, and I said it, and I said it. Technology is there comes a point where technology comes too far.
Yeah.
You know, but what we see today. I mean, when you and I were growing up, we grew up at the same time, and when we were growing up, if somebody was bullying us, you either stood up to them, or you ran home from school every fucking day, until you got tired of running home from school every fucking day.
You know, I remember fights at school. We would go in the hockey rink. Like, so
yeah.
It's May now, but every fucking park had an outdoor hockey rink.
Yeah.
So for the summer months, it would be empty, but the boards and stuff are still there. Well, fucking 2 guys would go in that rink and fight, and the rest of the school would be lined up around the outside.
Yeah.
Nobody else would fall, and when the guy was on the ground, he'd stop. And 9 times out of 10, the guys that you fought became buddies with.
It was, yeah, you're right, man, and you know, I was one of those lucky kids because I was small, but I had a fire in me, you know what I mean, and I was pretty mellow about life, about you could pretty much get away with doing a lot of shit to me before I decided to respond, but if you picked on my brother, I had a problem with that really fast, and but I remember, you know, yeah, you get into these fights and sooner or later you'd end up buddies. If you were, and I had one friend, I swear to God, man, throughout the day we were best of friends, but for some reason after school, every day, you know, it made no sense whatsoever, man. But anyway, that's how it went. But I think today, because of the way social media is and how people rear their kids nowadays, because everybody's involved with raising your children now.
Fuck, man. You know, it's like relationship. If you want relationship advice, the single person's going to give it to you. You know, if you want advice on your kids, it's going to be the fucking woman that never had them.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the way it's going to be. It's just like, yeah, you know, it's like if you want advice on a fight, if guys are going to break it down, they've never fought in their life, and they don't believe that violence is the answer to anything. But they're going to tell you how to win a fight.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
It's like, you know, a saying that I have that I like to tell people is, just because you watch porn doesn't mean you know how to fuck.
What?
But
wait a minute.
It's like everyone's got, and it's the people that aren't involved in it that got the answer.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like so frustrating. You know, you see all these people complaining about the Pacquiao Mayweather fight from the weekend. And thanks to my buddy Sam Nanda for bringing me the shirt back from Vegas. But that's the way that fight was going to go down. You know, we had a appreciation night for our referees from our ice and ball hockey league, and when I was up on the mic, I'm like, okay, I know everybody wants to get out of here and watch the fight, but here's what's going to happen. I know everyone's cheering for Pacquiao. I said, but unfortunately, Mayweather's going to kick his ass, and it's going to be a boring fight, so don't worry about it. And everyone's been talking about for years about a fight in MMA that they've wanted to happen, and I think it actually will happen. And that's GSP and Anderson Silva.
Right.
Because they are, you know, the best, and maybe that fight can happen because the weight classes. That fight will be extremely boring. If those two ever fight, that will be an extremely boring fight. The only thing that's going to make it as exciting is because of GSP versus Anderson Silva.
That's right.
And people want to see who's going to win. But the fight itself will be extremely boring.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. Now,
I found the Silva Diaz fight boring too. You know?
Well, Silva, you know, Anderson's been booed a few times, right? I can't remember who he fought when he was in United Arab Emirates, but he got pretty much booed out of that building. And, you know, GSP's been accused of a certain fighting style, and that's not the most exciting. They're both very good at capitalizing on other people's mistakes.
Yeah.
And they usually wait for that to happen. And they're both extremely good counter strikers / submission guys that take advantage of, you know, they wait for people to do something and it's like, okay, they're playing chess. Yeah, they're playing chess. You know, they wait for the other person to make the first move and they're going to react and that. And because of that, I think they're, you know, they both will want to win this fight because it's the marquee matchup that could actually happen. And but I think it would be, I think it'll draw a ton of viewers that don't watch MMA on a regular basis, and they're going to be boring because they're expecting Rocky.
Yeah.
You know, the fight, to hear all the social media complaints from the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. Well, I bet you 80% of the people that watch that fight, it's the only boxing match they're going to watch all year.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you're a boxing fan, you enjoy what Mayweather does. You give him credit for what he does, because what he does is actually very, very impressive.
Well, I was one of those guys too. You know, I saw everybody bitching about how the fight went down, and I posted on my wall. I don't know if you saw it or not, but I posted on my wall. I don't know why everybody's bitching. This is what we all knew was going to happen. This is how Floyd has always done things, and this is how Floyd will always do things. If it's not broken, you don't fucking fix it. You know?
100%. And when I grew up, and sports has been my life. Like I'm blessed. leagues, and I do have, my life is hockey and fighting.
Yeah.
But I've been involved in sports my whole life. When I was younger, it was all about offense. Whether it was hockey, whether it was football, whether it was baseball, it was all about offense. Like to score runs, in any sport. Love to see knockouts. As I get older, it's become more about defense. I really enjoy, seeing a linebacker play football and just pound guys. I've always referred to when I'm calling a Ryan Ford fight, I'll refer to Ryan Ford as like a Ray Lewis type of linebacker in the MMA cage. So if people are watching, they don't know that well, but they're watching a fight or whatever, kind of like, okay, think of a blitzing linebacker. That's Ryan Ford. So now I take great joy out of watching a very defensive, and I don't mean like walking back, fighting not to lose, but a fighter that is tough to hit.
Yeah.
It's great talent. It's a lot of talent to be able to do that, and I really, really enjoy seeing that now. And same with football. I love watching guys that I love teams that are very structurally sound defensively. Because when I coach, it's like, hey man, score 0-0. If we do not give up any points, we cannot lose. We can tie 0-0, but we cannot lose. We can score 100 and lose 101 to 100.
Right.
But if you give up 0, you ain't losing.
That's right.
And that's it. People think, oh, the biggest fight ever, Mayweather versus Pacquiao. It's what the world wants to see.
6 years ago.
Yeah, but still, the promotion was phenomenal, and they sold it. The preview to the movie was great. But now the fight's on. We got to go to win. Defense wins. Defense wins fights. Defense wins championships. Defense wins.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
For sure. I think I'm kind of a hit and miss boxing guy. Sometimes I'll watch. I didn't watch the fight on the Saturday night there on the second, but I did catch the replay the day after. And,
yeah.
Saved $100 fucking bucks. Mean-Mugging, $100. People focus so much on what these guys do outside of their profession, in their domestic lives and whatnot. Do I agree with what some of these guys do outside of their, no, I don't. But at the end of the day, I'm not paying to watch that.
Mean-Mugging that. And here, I got involved in the conversation on the radio. We were part of a roundtable discussion, and I'm not politically correct. I speak my mind about a lot of things, and I put it this way. And Barry Bonds was the topic of discussion at the time because of steroids and baseball. I've coached high school football. I would never, ever, ever condone any type of drugs, performance enhancing drugs or steroids or anything like that. Don't ever use it. But as a fan, I'm talking strictly as a fan, I want to be entertained. I want to see somebody knock somebody's fucking head off. I want to see somebody hit a baseball 16 fucking miles. I want to see a guy run as fast as he fucking can. And to be honest with you, and it sounds cold, I don't give a shit if the guy dies in 2 fucking years. Because he's got no influence on my life except for entertaining me. If the guy wants to do that and make money, have at it, bro. I'll watch you do it.
Those are choices he makes, that's right.
And I won't feel sorry for you when you're looking for someone to pay medical bills. And that sounds cold as fuck. It really does. But that's a choice you made, and you want to do it. Yeah, man, I'll be entertained by it.
Yeah, because you're going to do it whether I like the idea of you doing it or not. Bottom line.
That's that, and hey, I'll like that about it. Yeah. And that sounds cold, and the guys told me, it's like, wow. And I said, hey, that's the honest truth. It's all about speed, fast, and power. A baseball game on, the Jays 30 minutes on the side, it's like, oh my God, that that guy threw 100 miles an hour. Or, oh, Barry Bonds is hitting home runs, and, 70 home runs in a year. Mark McGuire, Barry Bonds, and Sammy Sosa, going boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was entertained by it, man. I was entertained by it.
You know what? Those for me, for our generation, those are some of the best years in baseball.
For entertainment, I'll be honest, I'm a purist. Like, I loved, to me, the sports in the 70s and 80s were the best.
Yeah.
Like, it was the best going back to, the Canadians and the Oilers. And that's why, I'm a diehard Oilers fan. I'll never give up on them. They could miss the playoffs for the next 30 years. Me, looking back at the 80s, they won the Cups. I was on Jasper when I was 18 years old. I got to live that. It was awesome.
Dynasty.
I was at Northland Coliseum at the time it was called. I got to see Wayne Gretzky in the building when Wayne Gretzky fought Neil Brock. I was there, I got to see all that.
Yeah.
So but now when I argue with people, I'm realizing, well, shit, this kid's 25 years old. He didn't see any of that.
Yeah.
Missed out on that. I got those memories, man. Like the Eskimos winning 5 Grey Cups in a row. Staying up late, watching the Islanders against the Capitals going to overtime. Being 8 years old when the Flyers sent the Russians off the ice because they were banging into the boards, all that. Like I remember more numbers off jerseys from the 70s and 80s than I do now. I couldn't tell you who these guys are and what numbers they're wearing and who's playing for who and what stats. I collected hockey cards. Listening to Howard Cosell call Muhammad Ali fights. And watching Hagler fight Hearns. And Sugar Ray Leonard, seeing, Donnie Lalonde, he's a Canadian kid coming up. Oh my God, he's fighting Sugar Ray Leonard and all that stuff. Those were the years, man. That was
and
now. It doesn't have the hype it's got now. It doesn't have, the special effects. It doesn't have the 24/7 videos. It doesn't have all that stuff. But the momentum and the stuff that sports did and the way you felt watching it, and it's it's the one thing I try and do when I'm announcing or either play-by-play or ring announcing is I try and bring that to, I want to make it exciting for the people.
Yeah.
It's that whole feeling of getting that rush. Like you said, you didn't spend $100, but you want that. You want that feeling. Like I said, it's the whole, the Rocky stuff. My favorite fights to this day, like when Tim Hague fought War Dog, and War Dog kicked his ass for 2.5 rounds, and all of a sudden Tim got him pounded him out. The place went fucking nuts. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Those come from behind wins. They're awesome. The feeling I got, and Rama mentioned it, when he watches a video, he sees me in the background jumping up like that, because I wasn't working. I like the fact that I'm not working because I can actually be a fan and get into it, bro. Like, I'm 46 years old, but I'm hopping around, I'm yelling. Like, when Josh Hill fought, and he busted the guy's nose, I'm sitting there yelling, it's like a fucking hockey stick. Yelling, right? Guys are looking at me, and I'm like, I don't care, man. I'm a fan right now. I'm going to scream my head off.
Yeah.
Be the biggest homer there is. And I love that. That's what sports does for us. And, I think it's a combination of the time it was and the way sports was back in the 70s and 80s. And also the age we were, right? In their teens and their 20s and stuff like that. So it was the best. It was, to me, like you had mentioned, sports is awesome now, but it'll never compete the way it was back then. And I think a lot of it was because there was only so many guys back then. And you knew who they were. Now the UFC, you don't know who the fuck's who.
Oh my God. And you know what? And that's the downside to them putting on so many shows, is that they've had to expand their roster to such a degree that it's hard to keep up with who's who, man. And I follow UFCs pretty religiously, but I can't keep up.
No, and I don't. I don't read shit on it. I don't watch. I know enough guys that I'm interested in. Like, for example, when I heard that Shane Campbell was fighting John McDessie, I'm spending $60 because Shane Campbell is my favorite fighter to watch in the world when it comes to MMA. I find it's awesomely entertaining. When Mitch Clark's fighting, when Sheldon Westcott's fighting, those are the fights I'm paying attention to.
Yeah.
The next great guy from Mississippi or Brazil, or I don't care. I'm not a big, huge UFC fan. I'm not a big, huge MMA fan, to be honest with you. Even though I think I don't want to discredit anybody else. I work with more promotions than anybody else. I love local MMA. I love the local guys. I love the feeling of being in the building. And let's try and get back on top of the local stuff. When I'm working a show, I want to know who the biggest ticket seller is. I remember getting involved in a little discussion with one of the promoters. I won't mention who it was, but I was working on the shows. I'm like, who sold the most tickets for you? Who's your top 3 ticket sellers? He goes, it doesn't fucking matter. I go, yes, it does. Because when I'm doing my pre-fight spiel in the cage, I want to mention those guys.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if Jake Shields is in, and I wasn't World Series, but I don't give a fuck if Jake Shields is in town, because people aren't here in town to see Jake Shields, they're in town to see Ryan Ford. It matters to the TV viewers at home, but for the people in the building, they're going to cheer they're going to cheer for Gordon McDonald, because this is Gordon McDonald's hometown.
Right.
If I mention Gordon McDonald's name, they're going to go crazy. So I'm not going to mention Jake, I'm going to mention Gordon McDonald. Gordon McDonald, it gets atmosphere in the building. Right? So that's why I want to know who your top 2 ticket sellers are, because I'm going to mention their name before the show starts, and it's going to build up. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. I'm like, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Believe it.
But well, we were both at World Series of Fighting 2, Canada 2. And Ryan not being on the card was a major effect on the crowd.
Oh yeah, and I did the post-fight interviews that night. That's the one that Robin Black and Don Ramby were doing, right? That's the Michael's fight. Yeah. It was tough. And the one thing I try and tell guys is, when you're the ring announcer, you have to be a homer, because you need that pop in the building. Like, at times it's tough when you're on TV, because now you're going up to a much bigger audience, and you gotta, when you're on TV or you're on pay-per-view, there's certain procedures you have to follow. You just gotta look better, right?
Yeah.
When I'm not on TV, or even a smaller pay-per-view. So, for example, if I'm working Fort McMurray, or if I'm working Grand Prairie, even though we're live on the net, I'm the biggest fucking homer out there when it comes to ring announcing. So Spencer Jepp's coming out, or if Dwayne Lewis is coming out, or if Mike Kent's coming out, I'm going to make them sound like they're the biggest, best fighter in the world for their hometown people. Because the guys that are paying the tickets, they want that feeling. They want to go nuts when their guy, So, say say Tim. So, for example, when Tim Hague is fighting Dwayne Lewis, it's not about Tim Hague. It's about Dwayne Lewis. Because that fight was before McMurray. Even though I'm from Edmonton, and Tim's an Edmonton guy, when I mean I'm a homer, I don't mean I'm pro Edmonton.
Yeah.
Unless it's an Edmonton. So you want to get that out. So, for example, in 5 weeks when I'm up at Cold Lake, it's all about Tim Cornelius. It's all about Dan Amiot. It's all about the guys from up there. It's not about Jared McComb. It's not about the guys from Edmonton. It's about the guys from Cold Lake.
Right.
And that's, you want that pop in the building.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's the Cold Lake guys that are fantasy Tim Cornelius, fantasy Dan Amiot. They want that. They want, like, yeah, that's our guy.
That's right.
they're going to go crazy, they're going to say stupid things. And that's the feeling you want there, man. Because they're the ones that pay the tickets. You're not there to look professional. You're not there to have, make your introduction sound like Bruce Buffer or whatever. It's like, so a couple of my favorite introductions were Lee Meehan in Lethbridge and Joe Dirksen in Winnipeg. And at the time, I'd do something like, my introduction would come like this. And now in the red corner, this man is a mixed martial artist. He's amping 5'10", weighed in 170 pound record, and blah, 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 blah. Instead of saying like a mixed martial artist or freestyle fighter, for both Lee Meehan and Joe Dirksen, it came up, and I would start like this. This man is one tough son of a bitch. And it's like, just fucking, it's like fucking right. Lee Meehan is so tough.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. It's about, okay, how do I give these guys that feeling?
Right.
That's our guy. So if it's a kid that's 1-6, but he sold more tickets than anybody, you're fucking right, he's getting the best introduction of the night.
Yes.
There's more people there to watch him than anybody else.
Right, absolutely. And I know, people fighters take a lot of flack when they gotta pull out of a fight, and then they take, as we've seen with our friend Ryan, they take a lot of flack for not pulling out of the fight.
Yeah.
With Ryan, and actually even talking to a few other fighters, I know Mike Davis, guys like this, and and they tell you, well, it's a hard thing to do. One, this is how I make my money. If you're a Ryan Ford, particularly, this is how I make my money. This is how I feed my family. Two, I sold a fuckload of tickets, and these guys are expected to see me throw down.
Yeah.
And when you like with Ryan and Jake Shields there, when you're going in to fight a guy like Jake Shields and you got a broken arm, but you're stepping up there because, man, the fans they're expecting to see you there. And you step up and you do something like that. That really, whether it's right or wrong, doesn't, for me, it doesn't play into the equation to a degree, because they're stepping up to do what they said they were going to do.
Yeah, it's a tough situation. And when you're talking about Ryan specifically, unlike, I think, every other fighter in Canada, except for the guys in the UFC. So when you're talking about the guys that aren't in the UFC, I believe he's the only guy that makes all of his money off of fighting. I don't think there's any other fighter in Canada that can strictly support himself off of his fights alone. Maybe Tim Hague now, but everybody else I know has a job. And that could be running a gym or whatever.
Yeah.
But Ryan's only situation is that. Now, it was the biggest fight of his life for a couple of reasons. A, who it was against, and then B, the stage it was on and the money he would make. Because I'm sure it was, a lot of money. I don't want to talk numbers because there's a lot of other things involved as far as ticket money. And I don't want to ever be put on the record by saying somebody made a certain amount of money. But it's tough when he's in that situation, because what do? Like you say, you've got that commitment, and he was up against the wall anyways. Like, he wasn't a favorite in that fight. Did I think he was going to win? Yeah, I thought he was going to win, but he shouldn't have been a favorite. He was fighting Jake Shields. Shields should be favorite over.
What was Shields then? Number 4 in the world?
I don't think he was that high at the time, but I know he was definitely a favorite. But now to go in